I think most, if not all, MMO players want the MMO, right? They want a single game to like dedicate themselves to, put all their time, their focus, their like brain power into, you know? And for some people, money power. They want it so bad, and they treat MMOs like their home. You know, WoW players are in WoW so much. They may have spent more time in WoW than they've spent with their families. You know, Final Fantasy XIV is, you know, a single-player RPG before it's an MMO, firstly, but, you know, it takes a lot of time commitment to get through Final Fantasy XIV. Any MMO, really. Guild Wars 2 as well. And so, these MMO players are treating these games like their home. And just like if you had an actual home, you want it to have all the bells and whistles. You want to have running water, you want to have electricity, and more than that, you want to have a washer, you want to have a dryer, you want to have a fridge. Damn, you even want AC. That's crazy, you know? And unfortunately, WoW threw out the brand new washer that they had last week. Final Fantasy XIV only lets you take baths because the shower head's broken. And Guild Wars 2 is fine. The fridge works, but there's only bologna in the fridge. You know, it's a bit boring, it's a bit stale, or it will get that way. After the single player content, after you experience things, it gets a bit dull, right? So, Ashes of Creation. Is it going to be your full house? Is it going to have all the bells and whistles? No, it'll never have that. But I think for a lot of people who enjoy MMOs, people who are willing to tolerate or even enjoy PvP, Ashes of Creation is like sacrificing the toaster, you know? You can do a lot without a toaster. If everything else in the house works, you can do without a toaster. Hey, it's late night editing me, and I just want to clarify real quick that I'm not used to speaking without a script. I don't know where I was getting off with this fucking house analogy, but this whole video is just going to be me basically going over why I'm excited for Ashes of Creation. It's why it appeals to me, so, you know, go off past me. And so that drawn out analogy is just to say that Ashes appeals to a lot of people, but it's not just Ashes, you know, there's a lot of reservation, and for good reason too, because a lot of these stupid Kickstarter crowdfunded games always fail, always dumpster fire. I don't think there's really been a good one. Maybe there's an argument for Star Citizen, but I don't know. Clarifying time. Last time, I swear. What I meant by this was there's a lot of Kickstarter projects that get people excited. They promise a lot of big things, and not many have delivered, and I was saying that an exception might be Star Citizen. And by that I just meant like Star Citizen actually produced a product. That's it. Okay, go back. Bye. Look, let me tell you the type of person I am, okay? I got the founders packages for Warframe, right? And then I also spent money on Star Citizen, right? So, on one hand, I saw that Warframe had the potential, and I wanted to invest in it. So I bought a founders pack for it, right? Same thing with Star Citizen. I saw the potential. But I think what it boiled down to at the end of the day is, with Digital Extremes making Warframe, they needed Warframe to succeed. It was their motivation. They were going to go bankrupt without it. They were very financially incentivized to make Warframe work. With Star Citizen, they are not financially incentivized to make it work. They will get money perpetually keeping it in development. The longer it's in development, the more ships they can sell or promise to sell, and the more money they'll make, right? So it's a lot about the desire for money, the motivation for money, that kind of thing. Humans are very simple. and unfortunately boring creature. So for Intrepid Studios' Ashes of Creation, what in the world is the motivation for money, right? And that is where a bit more faith is coming from me, right? Because supposedly Stephen Sharif funded most of it himself, and there was some crowdfunding, there was like some purchases, but I don't think that they totaled nearly enough to do what they've done so far. Intrepid Studios has over 200 employees now, or at least around 200 employees. And that's a lot of money, especially for game developers. Game developers are making like 100k to 250k to 300k a year, you know, US dollars. That's a lot of money. Having over 200 staff, that's a lot of money. Stephen better be fucking packing, okay? Not to mention the paycheck that he gives himself and all the subsidiary staff. So it's like, there's a lot of money being sunk. But where's it coming from? Not from the customers. They didn't sell that much shit. It's gotta be Steven's pocket. Dude must be fucking loaded, you know? So it's like, what more fitting person is there to make an MMO other than a balls to the walls rich guy that likes MMOs, you know? Because the truth of the matter is MMOs are money sinks. They're money sinks. They take a lot of investment on the part of the company. And an investment on the players too, because the players have to invest a lot of time and they have to dedicate themselves, and it's basically like you're closing the door on yourself, locking it and throwing away the key when you put your time into an MMO. And it's the same thing for a company, right? They put in a lot of time, a lot of effort, and that if that MMO doesn't succeed, they're done, right? They're done. But Intrepid Studios didn't need to make Ashes. It's not like, you know, they came together for the explicit reason that Steven wanted an MMO. And that is unlike Star Citizen or Warframe. You know? It's unlike either of them, so I don't even know what to think, you know? I want it to succeed. I want it to be good. I want it to be the MMO. I want it to be the house, right? I don't care if there's no toaster. I don't care if you throw out the floor mat. Hell, I don't even care if the door's creaky, you know? But I like having, you know, a heated toilet. I like having a shower head. I like, you know, having a washer and a dryer and a fridge. I want the bells and whistles. I love thinking about Ashes of Creation like EVE Online but fantasy, and then action RPG, action MMO RPG. Like, what the fuck? And I know it's a hybrid, but that's perfectly fine. I love WoW, you know? WoW and Guild Wars 2, they are fantastic. You're telling me that there's a mix in the combat between the two of them, like Guild Wars 2 style mechanics and then WoW style tap targeting, but also there's an action camera? Like, come on, that's great. And it'd be one thing if I'm subsisting totally on copium, which, by the way, I am subsisting only on copium. It'd be one thing for that, but the Alpha 2 released like 2 weeks ago, October 25th, you know? And the mechanics are there. The action camera's there, and like there's bugs, but it's there. It's not like a puff in the wind. It's not a suggestion that it could be. It is there, you know. The nodes are there. The mayor system's there. The things that they said were there are there. You know, you've started the marathon and you think, okay, well, someone's gonna drop out, but you keep looking and mile after mile passes, and then you're starting to think, well, maybe they'll finish the marathon, you know? And I don't know, with a lot of crowdfunded Kickstarters, especially MMOs, because the upkeep cost for an MMO is ludicrous. They'll just fail after launching, after satisfying their launch conditions, or most of the time not even after satisfying their launch conditions, they'll fail, because, you know, even if you start running, if you're wearing flip-flops, you're gonna trip, you know. There's no foundation there. But we kind of just have to put faith in the foundation of Stephen Sharif, right? That's pretty much our only choice. And I'm like, man, it's just like traveling back in time and me sitting there. It's the same decision with Warframe or with Star Citizen. What direction will it go? Where's the money pointing? Warframe and Star Citizen, Digital Extremes, you know, it was clear to see what the financial incentive was, right? And I still kind of bought into Star Citizen, even though I kind of knew their financial incentive was to drag it out for as long as possible. Because in the event that it works out, I'm sitting groovy, you know, I'm eating gravy, you know, it's good. So Ashes is gonna need a little faith, and fuck it, you know, I guess I'll give a little faith, you know. So I went ahead and I bought the $120 fucking Phase 1 Alpha 2 access key. I listen, I didn't buy this just now or something. I didn't buy it recently. I bought it a while ago, like when it first became available. But I'm about to get access in 2 days. It's November 6th right now. We get access November 8th. I want Ashes to be the game. I've been hyperfixating on like YouTubers posting videos from the Alpha 2, and man, it is fueling the copium. The Ranger class is looking sick. I'm having a real hard time deciding between that and the Mage class. I think I might just... I'll probably end up making an alt account at some point, or an alt character, however it works. I don't really fucking know. But man, I get it. I get why people are skeptical. They should be skeptical. I'm skeptical, but I want the copium so bad, bro. I want it so bad. So that's why it appeals to me, right? Because I've been at this crossroads before. I've looked down both sides of the street. But right now, Ashes of Creation like said fuck it and went down the middle, and I'm so confused. And I'm like, you know, I didn't even know the middle path was an option. You know, so it's like, what? How am I supposed to predict where they'll end up? Right? They could end up finishing or dragging it out. I don't know. I anticipate, based on what I've seen from like Alpha 2 recordings, I anticipate at least 5 years before the promised features are complete, because they kind of started over a bit when they moved from Unreal Engine 4 to Unreal Engine 5, and I mean, things are looking fine, but that definitely slowed things down. It's hard to say. It's really hard to say. It's looking good, and honestly, like, honestly, I'll make a video. I'm probably not going to record or do anything like for my first time playing, mostly because I'm stupid and I cannot multitask like at all. I gotta like lock in and play. But I'll definitely like at least record my impressions. I anticipate having fun with the alpha. Now, whether the servers will be up for me to have that fun, I don't know. I've been watching too much Ashes of Creation content. I think I've watched almost every Alpha 2 video on the fucking website. So that's it. That's the day's copium. That's why I'm interested. That's why I want to invest, you know. Not monetarily. I mean, yeah, I threw $120 at something when I'm a broke college student, but invest my time, invest my like emotional commitment. And I know that's sad, but we are sad people up in here, okay? We are just sad people, and we need that escapism so bad, you know? And the MMO is like the perfect form of escapism, so let Ashes be good. Let me no life it, and we'll be sitting gravy. I want it to succeed, I really do. And so that's why I'm a bit invested. That's the difference between these other projects that I've kind of like already sunk so much time into, so much investment into. And that's it. We'll see if I enjoy the Alpha 2 or not. You'll see it later. Probably.